The overhead bin slammed shut with a thud that echoed through the first-class cabin, but Serenity barely noticed as she unbuckled her seatbelt. Her eyes locked on the exhausted woman waddling down the aisle, one hand on her swollen belly. "Here, take my seat," Serenity said, her voice cutting through the pre-flight chatter like a lifeline, ignoring the judgmental stares from fellow passengers. In that split second as their hands brushed, a spark ignited, unseen, unspoken, but powerful enough to upend two lives forever. Serenity Harper had always been the type to fade into the background, her life a carefully curated routine of boardrooms and briefcases in the heart of Manhattan. At 32, she was a rising star in corporate finance, her sharp suits and sharper wit masking the quiet ache of a heart still healing from a brutal breakup 2 years prior. Her ex, Mia, had left her for a man. Classic story, she told herself bitterly, shattering Serenity's trust and love, and leaving her to rebuild alone in a city that never slept. That crisp autumn morning at JFK Airport, Serenity was en route to San Francisco for a high-stakes merger meeting. She'd splurged on first class, craving the solitude to review her notes. But as boarding commenced, chaos ensued. A pregnant woman in her late 20s, with tousled auburn hair and a face etched with fatigue, struggled through economy, her carry-on slipping from her grasp. The flight attendant shrugged apologetically. Oversold seats, no upgrades available. Serenity watched from her plush window seat, her coffee growing cold. The woman's name tag on her bag read, Autumn Reed. Something stirred in Serenity, a mix of empathy and an inexplicable pull. Before she could overthink it, she stood. "Excuse me," she called out, weaving past a businessman glued to his phone. "Ma'am, please take my seat. I'm fine in economy." Autumn's green eyes widened, tears welling up. "Are you serious? I can't accept that. You've paid for it." "I've got long legs, but you need the space more," Serenity replied with a warm smile, helping Autumn settle in. The flight attendant nodded gratefully, and just like that, Serenity found herself squeezed into a middle seat in row 27, between a snoring retiree and a chatty teen. As the plane taxied, Serenity's phone buzzed. A text from her best friend Jordan. "You're too nice for your own good. Hope karma pays you back." She chuckled, but her mind wandered to Autumn. What was her story? Divorced? Single mom-to-be? The curiosity lingered like a half-forgotten melody. Hours into the flight, turbulence hit, jolting Serenity awake. She glanced forward, imagining Autumn in comfort. When the seatbelt sign dimmed, she stretched her legs in the aisle, only to bump into Autumn herself, heading to the lavatory. "Oh, it's you," Autumn exclaimed, her voice soft with a faint southern lilt. "Georgia, maybe? I had to come thank you properly. I'm Autumn." "That was incredibly kind." "Serenity," she introduced, shaking her hand. The touch was electric, lingering a beat too long. "No big deal. Flying pregnant looks rough." Autumn laughed, rubbing her belly. "Tell me about it. 7 months along, and this little one's a kicker. Heading to SF for a fresh start. Left my job in Atlanta after, well, complications." They chatted briefly, the conversation flowing effortlessly. Autumn was a graphic designer, passionate about art and equality marches. Serenity shared snippets of her life, weekends in Central Park, her love for indie films. There was an ease, a connection that felt rare in Serenity's guarded world. By landing, they'd exchanged numbers. "In case you need a tour guide," Serenity said lightly, though her heart raced. As they parted at baggage claim, Autumn hugged her impulsively. "You saved my day. Maybe my life." Serenity watched her go, a smile tugging at her lips. Little did she know, this act of kindness was the first thread in a tapestry of love and turmoil. Back in her Soho apartment that night, Serenity couldn't shake the encounter. She texted Autumn. "Made it home safe? Hope the seat helped." The reply came quick. "Absolutely. Dinner sometime. My treat." They met 2 days later at a cozy bistro in the Mission District. Autumn had rented a small place nearby. Over pasta and wine, sparkling water for Autumn, stories unfolded. Autumn's complications were a messy divorce from her high school sweetheart, who couldn't handle her pregnancy or her growing doubts about their life. "I think I've always known I was different," she confessed, her cheeks flushing. "But in the South, you bury it deep." Serenity nodded, her own story spilling out. Mia's betrayal, the loneliness that followed. Love's a risk, she said. But worth it, right? Their hands brushed across the table, and neither pulled away. By dessert, laughter turned to lingering gazes. As they walked under the city lights, Autumn slipped her arm through Serenity's. This feels right, she whispered. Serenity's heart soared. For the first time in years she felt seen. But as weeks turned to months, doubts crept in. Autumn's ex, Derek, called incessantly, pleading for reconciliation. For the baby's sake, he'd say. Autumn brushed it off, but Serenity saw the shadows in her eyes. One evening after a romantic picnic in Golden Gate Park, Autumn turned serious. Serenity, I think I'm falling for you. But this baby, it's complicated. Serenity kissed her softly. We'll figure it out together. Little did they know complications were just beginning. As winter blanketed San Francisco in fog, Serenity and Autumn's relationship deepened like roots seeking soil. Serenity juggled her demanding job, but evenings were sacred. Cooking vegan stir-fries in Autumn's tiny kitchen, debating politics over tea, or simply cuddling on the couch, Autumn's belly between them as the baby kicked in rhythm to their laughter. Serenity had never imagined this domestic bliss. Growing up in a conservative Midwest family, she'd come out in college, facing rejection that hardened her resolve. Now with Autumn, vulnerability bloomed. You're my anchor, Autumn would say, tracing Serenity's jawline with tender fingers. They attended prenatal classes together, Serenity holding Autumn's hand through breathing exercises. The instructor assumed they were a couple, and neither corrected her. At a baby shower thrown by Autumn's new co-workers, Serenity was introduced as my partner, the word sending warmth through her veins. But cracks appeared subtly. Derek's calls escalated to visits. He flew out unannounced, booking a hotel near Autumn's apartment. He wants to be involved, Autumn explained one night, tears streaming. The baby's his biologically. Serenity swallowed her jealousy. I get it. But where do I fit? Autumn pulled her close. You're my future. He's the past. Yet the past lingered. Serenity overheard a heated phone call. Derek, I can't go back. Ife met someone. A woman. The silence that followed chilled her. Drama peaked at a holiday party in December. Serenity's firm hosted a gala at a swanky downtown venue. She invited Autumn, who glowed in a flowing maternity dress. Whispers followed them, colleagues curious about the friend on her arm. Serenity introduced her proudly. This is Autumn, the love of my life. Autumn beamed, but midway through her phone buzzed. Derek. She stepped out, returning pale. He says he's filing for custody if I don't include him more. Serenity's stomach knotted. We'll fight it. Together. That night, as snow flurried outside, rare for SF but poetic, they made promises under the covers. No matter what, I choose you, Autumn vowed. January brought ultrasound appointments and nesting. Serenity helped paint the nursery, a soft yellow symbolizing hope. They shared dreams. Raising the child in a home of acceptance, perhaps moving to a quieter suburb like Marin County. But betrayal loomed. Serenity discovered emails on Autumn's laptop, left open accidentally. Derek offering financial stability, a house in Atlanta. Think of our family, he wrote. Autumn's replies were hesitant but not dismissive. I need time. Confrontation came during a stormy evening. Are you stringing me along? Serenity demanded, voice breaking. Autumn sobbed. No. I'm scared. This is new, us the baby. Derek's safe but you're everything. They reconciled with tears and embraces but trust frayed. High drama unfolded when Autumn went into early labor at 36 weeks. Serenity rushed her to UCSF Medical Center, holding her through contractions. But Derek arrived hours later, flowers in hand. My daughter, he cooed, glancing at Serenity with disdain. Autumn, exhausted, allowed him to hold Lila. Serenity stepped out, heart-shattering. Was this the end? Days blurred in the NICU, Lila strong but tiny. Serenity and Autumn took shifts, their love a quiet force amid beeps and monitors. One night, Autumn confessed. I told Derek it's over. For good. You're my family now. Serenity wept with relief. But shadows persisted. Derek threatened legal action, citing Autumn's unstable lifestyle. As spring approached, their bond strengthened through adversity. Picnics in Presidio Park, Lila gurgling in her stroller. Serenity proposed informally. "Marry me when you're ready." Autumn's yes was a whisper of forever. Yet the storm brewed. Unbeknownst to Serenity, Autumn met Derek secretly, discussing co-parenting. A photo from a mutual friend surfaced, them at a cafe, hands touching. Serenity's world tilted. Betrayal hit like a San Francisco earthquake, sudden, devastating. Serenity stared at her phone screen, the photo from Jordan. Autumn and Derek at a quaint Mission cafe. His hand over hers, smiles tentative but intimate. The caption: "Spotted your girl. What's up?" Serenity's chest tightened, breath shallow. She confronted Autumn that evening in their now shared apartment. Lila napping in the crib. "Explain this," she said, thrusting the phone forward. Autumn's face crumpled. "It's not what it looks like. We were discussing visitation. He got emotional, grabbed my hand, I pulled away." "But you didn't tell me," Serenity whispered, voice laced with pain. "After everything, the promises." Tears flowed. "I was afraid you'd overreact. Derek's pushing for joint custody. I thought I could handle it alone." Serenity paced, memories flashing. Mia's affair, the lies. "Trust is everything, Autumn. Without it, what are we?" The argument escalated, voices rising until Lila stirred. They hushed, but the rift widened. Serenity slept on the couch that night, staring at the ceiling, questioning her choices. The next weeks were a whirlwind of drama. Derek filed papers, claiming Autumn's alternative relationship unfit. Court dates loomed, lawyers buzzing like flies. Serenity hired the best, dipping into savings, but the stress frayed them. Autumn withdrew, postpartum hormones amplifying doubts. "Maybe he's right," she confessed one midnight feeding. A traditional family for Lila. Serenity's heart broke. "Is that what you want? Him over us?" "No," Autumn cried. "But the judgment. From my family, society. It's exhausting." Emotional highs and lows defined their days. A tender moment, Serenity singing lullabies to Lila, contrasted with heated whispers about finances, futures. Climax built at the custody hearing in a sterile San Francisco courtroom. Derek, suited and smug, testified. Autumn's confused. "Our child needs stability, not experimentation." Serenity in the gallery gripped the bench. When Autumn took the stand, her voice trembled. "I love Serenity. She's been my rock. Derek, you left me when I needed you most." The judge, a stern woman with kind eyes, adjourned for deliberation. Outside, Derek cornered Autumn. "Come back to me. We can be a family." Serenity overheard, intervening. "She's chosen. Back off." Fists clenched, but words sufficed. Derek stormed away. That night, reconciliation tentative. "I'm sorry for the secrecy," Autumn said, pulling Serenity into an embrace. "I love you, only you." Passion reignited, but scars remained. Serenity sought therapy, unpacking old wounds. Autumn joined, their sessions raw. Fears of abandonment, societal pressures on queer parents. Humanity shone through community. Friends rallied. Jordan organized a fundraiser for legal fees. At a pride event in Castro, they marched with Lila in a rainbow onesie, feeling empowered. But betrayal's echo lingered. Autumn received a letter from her estranged parents. "Choose wisely for the child." Shook her. In a moment of weakness, Autumn called Derek, venting. He twisted it. "See? She's not committed." Serenity discovered the call log. "Again," she exploded. Autumn broke down. "I need support from all sides. Can't you understand?" The fight peaked. Serenity packed a bag. "I can't be your secret anymore." She left for a hotel, heart in pieces. Days of silence followed, both aching. Lila's first smile, captured in a photo Autumn sent, bridged the gap. "Come home," the text read. Serenity returned, guarded. "We need boundaries. No more Derek without me knowing." Agreed. They rebuilt. Summer brought healing. Road trips to Big Sur, waves crashing like their emotions. Lila's giggles mended fractures. Yet a final twist. Derek dropped the suit, moving on with a new girlfriend. Relief washed over them. In the quiet, romance flourished. Serenity proposed properly on a cliffside overlook, ring glinting in sunset. Through storms you're my calm. Autumn's yes sealed it. But life, ever dramatic, hinted at more. With custody resolved, Serenity and Autumn dove into the depths of their love, navigating the emotional currents that threatened to pull them under. Lila's first steps became milestones, each one a testament to their resilience. Serenity, promoted at work, balanced career with family, often working from home to catch those precious moments. Yet, the betrayal's aftershocks rippled. Serenity battled insecurity, second-guessing Autumn's glances at her phone. "Is it him?" she'd ask, voice small. Autumn reassured. "No love. Just work." But the doubt-seeded arguments, small at first, then swelling. A turning point came during a weekend getaway to Napa Valley. Vineyards stretched under azure skies, wine tastings forgotten as they picnicked. "We need to talk," Autumn said, setting down her glass. Serenity braced. "About us. The trust. I hurt you and I'm sorry. But we can't live in fear." Tears fell as Serenity opened up. "Mia's ghost haunts me. What if you leave too?" Autumn cupped her face. "I'm not her. I'm here forever." They renewed vows informally, rings exchanged under an oak tree, romance reignited, stolen kisses in cellars, whispers of dreams. Back home, humanity emerged in unexpected ways. Autumn's parents reached out, tentative. A card for Lila's birthday. "We're trying," her mother wrote. Serenity encouraged reconciliation. Family matters, even flawed ones. The visit was tense in a neutral Atlanta hotel. Accusations flew. This lifestyle. But Lila's charm softened them. By end, hugs replaced handshakes. "We love you," her father said gruffly. Empowered, Autumn pursued her art, exhibiting queer-themed pieces in local galleries. Serenity attended openings, proud as Autumn's muse. Drama resurfaced when Mia reappeared, emailing Serenity. "Miss you. Made a mistake." Temptation flickered, but Serenity deleted it. "My heart's taken," she told Autumn, transparency healing old wounds. As fall returned, symbolizing their meeting, they planned a wedding, intimate, on a beach in Monterey. Friends toasted their journey. From airplane strangers to soulmates. But life's cruelty struck. Autumn's health scare. Routine checkup revealed a lump, benign but terrifying. Serenity nursed her through biopsies, fear bonding them deeper. In hospital waiting rooms, emotions raw. "I can't lose you," Serenity sobbed. "You won't," Autumn promised. "We're fighters." Recovery brought clarity. They adopted a rescue dog, naming her Hope, a furry reminder of perseverance. Community involvement grew. Volunteering at LGBTQ+ centers, mentoring young queer parents. Their story inspired, shared in panels. Love wins, but it takes work. Personal growth shown. Serenity softened her edges, embracing vulnerability. Autumn shed Southern inhibitions, fully owning her identity. A poignant moment. Lila's second birthday party in Central Park. They'd moved back to NYC for Serenity's job. Balloons floated as family, blood and chosen gathered. Derek attended civilly, co-parenting amicably. As cake was cut, Serenity reflected. From a seat swap to this fullness. Yet the narrative twisted once more. Autumn confessed a lingering secret. During their separation, she'd kissed Derek goodbye. Closure, she claimed. Serenity reeled. Why now? To be fully honest. No more shadows. Forgiveness tested them. Therapy helped. Betrayal doesn't define us, the counselor said. Serenity chose love. We move forward. Redemption came in waves, renewed passion, deeper understanding. As winter neared, they stood stronger, a testament to human resilience. The wedding day dawned crisp and golden on the Monterey coastline, waves whispering secrets to the shore. Serenity, in a tailored white suit, paced the cliffside venue, nerves alight. Jordan steadied her. You've earned this happiness. Autumn approached in a flowing ivory gown, Lila toddling beside in a flower crown, scattering petals. Vows exchanged amid tears. In kindness we found each other. In storms we held on. I promise eternity. Rings slipped on, a kiss sealed it. Applause from 50 guests, a rainbow flag waving in the breeze. Honeymoon in Hawaii followed. Beaches, sunsets. Lila with a sitter. They rediscovered intimacy, emotional and tender without shadows. Back in NYC, Life settled into a rhythm of joy. Serenity's firm offered flexible hours. Autumn's art career soared, commissions pouring in. Lila grew her first words. Mama to both melting hearts. Human elements defined their days. Arguments over chores resolved with humor. Sleepless nights with teething, shared in solidarity. A year post-wedding they faced a final trial. Derek's relocation to NYC for work, requesting more time with Lila. Tensions rose but mediation prevailed. For her sake, Serenity conceded. In compromise bonds formed. Awkward family dinners evolved into genuine respect. Derek even attended Pride with them, an ally in progress. Reflection came during quiet evenings on their Brooklyn balcony, city lights twinkling. Remember that flight? Autumn mused. How could I forget? One seat changed everything. Their story, once private, went viral. A blog post Autumn wrote. From first class to forever. Comments flooded. Inspiration for queer families nationwide. Philanthropy followed. Donating to LGBTQ+ charities, advocating for parental rights. Serenity spoke at conferences. Love isn't defined by norms, it's built on empathy. As Lila turned 5, they expanded their family, adopting a sibling, a boy named River. Challenges arose. Adjustment periods, but love multiplied. In the end, their tale was neither purely happy nor tragic, profoundly human. Betrayals taught forgiveness. Conflicts forged strength. Romance endured, laced with realism. One anniversary, recreating their first dinner, Serenity toasted to unexpected joy, from a simple act of kindness. Autumn clinked glasses. And to us flawed fierce forever. In America's tapestry their love wove a thread of hope, proving that in diversity humanity thrives.